Guys, what's going on? Joe at Odyssey Off-Road here, recording video here for you in the garage. Wanted to talk about dirt bike tires today. So I've had quite a few bikes, which you guys know if you follow the channel regularly. I actually ran through a whole list of them on the previous videos that I uploaded. Talking about my favorite to least favorite bike of the 7 I've owned. So you can check that one out if you're interested. But today I want to talk about the tires. And particularly the tires I have here on this Beta 350, which I installed not too long after owning it, because the stock tires, unlike some other bikes I've bought, stock tires were just unrideable, I felt, in my conditions that I ride in here in the desert. So swapped them out right away. And let me tell you, these tires I have on here now, I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you this. We'll talk about them, have been phenomenal. So let's turn the camera around, show you the tires, talk about how many hours I got on them. You'll see how good they're wearing, talk about their characteristics, how they ride, how they handle, and all that stuff. So let's get to it. All right, so we have on this Beta Bridgestone Battlecross tires. And the tires I went with, which at the recommendation of Cliff at the dealer, was the Bridgestone Battlecross X31 in the front, and the Bridgestone Battlecross X40 in the rear. So the 31 front, you guys probably have heard of that one. Very popular tire in various terrains. A lot of people on YouTube recommend. A lot of big dirt bike channels will talk about for their favorite front tire, an X31. It's very predictable. I don't feel like the front end's gonna wash out on me a lot like some other tires I've had. Particularly the stock tire that came on this, they're wearing really well. And so I got 20 hours on these tires, and you can see how well the front's wearing. They're just barely rounded, and it's almost full tread depth still. The back edge is completely sharp still. So very good tire. I run at about 10 pounds in this tire. And this is the 190/21 precise. So a little bit fatter. And so then gives me a little bit more sidewall too. Great tire, it's predictable. That's what I like about it. You don't feel, I've had other tires where, particularly the stock tire. The stock tire on this thing was brutal. You'd feel like it was, you had traction and then boom, instantly you lose traction and it was gonna wash out the front end. Where this is very predictable. If it's sliding, it's gonna slide at an even pace, steady rate. It's not just gonna have traction, and boom, no traction. You'll feel it sliding down a little bit, but it's like controllable. If it doesn't have traction, you'll feel it, but it's not gonna be a sudden washout of the front end. It's very predictable. And that's what you want out of a front tire. You want it to be predictable. You don't want it to be unpredictable. You don't want to be riding and all of a sudden, poof, have no traction in the front after you make a turn or cut a corner. That's dangerous. The rear tire, the X40, has been terrific. I would say the only downside to this tire is probably not the best in the sand, like loose sand. But a lot of the terrain out here, which you do get a lot of mix with loose sand, with sand and stuff, deep sand and loose sand, and it does fine in it. It just doesn't excel in that. But what it's really good at is the hard pack or rocky stuff that's gonna like really chew up and eat up your tires. Now these tires aren't gummy tires, so if you're looking for a gummy tire, these are not the tires for you. These are a medium to hard terrain tire. So they're gonna last a while. They're gonna be very durable, puncture resistant. I run both these tires with ultra heavy duty inner tubes. So the 4mm tubes. You'll see with 20 hours, even the rear tire, it almost barely has any wear. It still has those blocks on the inside outlined, which aren't all that deep. So it hasn't even worn to the point where those are flattened out yet. They're wearing fairly even. There's zero chunking. And I've taken it on some, a lot of the trails are just really rocky, a lot of baby head rock and, sharp shale rock and stuff like that, especially up in the mountains. And on some single track I've done with it, just another tire would probably get eaten up. Gummy tires, obviously I'd be probably through a gummy tire already. It'd be time for a new tire. at 20 hours, but this one's still going really good. And it's great for me because I do a lot of long distance, hard pack, fire roads, stuff like that. So this tire excels in traction, and all the hard pack and the rock stuff does okay with the really loose sand. And it's got a lot of sidewall bite too, so when you lean in the bike and turning, you don't feel like when you lean the bike you lose traction in the rear. It really maintains traction well on the side. As you can see, it's got a lot of side bite. If you're doing like Moab and stuff like this, a lot of people will get the X. This is the X40. A lot of people go with the X31, which is just a medium terrain. This is a medium hard. They're like the same tread pattern. I think the compound's a little different. So great tires for like Moab, Utah, Southern Arizona, stuff like that. So, and they're wearing well. So great tires. Other tires I've had, only other front tire I've had, and it's a very common front tire. And most of the other bikes I've owned two Husqvarnas, a couple of Yamahas, and they both come with the 33 MX33 fronts. Those were also a really good front tire for me. I felt like those are good tires. I had zero desire, like where I felt like I need to get rid of this front tire because I'm washing out a lot or not getting good traction. I felt like those are really good front tires. They put them on a lot of different bikes, stock bikes, so that probably speaks to how well they are. But these really good. The two betas I've had, stock tires, have been Max Enduros or whatever they're called, and they're just not good for where I am. They're really hard, like super hard compound, even more so than that X40 in the rear, and they just they'll either chunk or you just don't get any traction at all with them. They're very hard. The knobs are hard. You can't even barely move them. And the front tires were absolutely brutal with washouts. So these X40, these Bridgestone Battlecross tires, and they have a range of tires Bridgestone makes. Battlecross tires, you have like I don't know, they go down to like a 10 or something like that, the 20, 21. They had a X30, and then the X31's kind of like the replacement that everybody runs for the front now. Then you get the X31 or the X30 rear, and the X40. Great tires, man. All really good tires. A lot of the Bridgestone Battlecross tires that people always love them. And when I was thinking about getting new tires, that was what the dealer recommended. And I did a little research before I decided to go with them. And every review I've seen, although I haven't seen a ton of reviews on these X40s, which is the reason why I wanted to do this, but a lot of people talked about the X31, which is a similar tire, but it's a little bit softer. People love them. So, and the dealer said they sell this combo here in Arizona more than any other combination from their dealership, put on people's bikes. So really good tires. I'm very happy with them. If you live in the type of terrain I ride, and watch some of my videos, you know how I ride and where I ride. Great tires. Highly recommend. So real quick one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helped somebody. It's Joe at Odyssey Off-Road. Get out there and ride. And if you're in the market for some tires, get some Bridgestone Battlecross tires. Highly recommend them. Smash the thumbs up button if you liked, if it helped you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really helps me out a ton. Doesn't cost you anything. Giving out free subscriptions this month. So, it's a joke, guys. Subscriptions don't cost anything. Anyway, links in the video description. Help support your boy. Help support the channel. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.